Welcome to the We Rise podcast, where women's stories take center stage. I'm your host, Dr. J, a mental health therapist, professor, author, radio host, and your reigning Mrs. Unity World USA 2025-2026. Each month, we honor the resilience, brilliance, and beauty of women across the globe who have faced life challenges and chosen to rise anyway. Here, we rejuvenate the spirit, inspire the heart, support the journey, and enlighten the mind. Because when women rise, families rise, communities rise, and the world rises together. Thank you for joining me today. Let's rise together. Today, we will be speaking with Lesley Nardini. Lesley, tell us about your title and a little bit about yourself and welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. J. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. I just love the work that you're doing to lift women up, and in so doing, as you said, right, lift others up as well. So that's an important aspect of what I do in my life as well. I live in Los Angeles, and with one dog who's here with me.
Yes, hi
Sorry,
doggy.
two dogs, but here with me. She sees another doggy going by the window. Um,
Mhm.
so I've been married to my husband Carlo for we're going on 45 years now.
Wow,
So we've been together
beautiful.
a long time, and we raised two grown children who are amazing human beings. I would say of all the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life, that's my greatest accomplishment. And I'm very proud of my children. They live nearby and they love spending time with us, which again, I think is just a huge accomplishment. So, yeah.
Yes.
And among other things, well, pageants, we have that in common. That's how we met. I love pageants because I really believe and have experienced this firsthand that pageants lift women up and empower them, help them to have a voice in the world. And so, yes, my current title is Classic Mrs. USA International Global. And I'm excited to go to Malaysia in October to compete on the international level. And the other thing that's very important to me that I've been doing for many years is I'm a public speaker and an author, and those are just the things that are my calling. And through those avenues, I'm able to also, inspire others to have the best life that they possibly can.
Yes, thank you. I was so excited to speak with you today. And congratulations on your title. I know we both won our titles together in November, but it's still new and fresh. It's not a year yet,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
congratulations on that.
Mhm.
So, with your title, tell us, well, first of all, let me back up before the title.
Mhm.
You entered USA World Pageants just like I did.
Mhm.
What inspired you? Like why USA World Pageants?
Yeah, so I will start by saying I've been involved with pageantry for many, many years in
Mhm.
just about every aspect that you can be involved. I was a director for several years. I have been a coach. I have judged many pageants. I have been a participant and a title holder. And so, seeing it from so many angles, one of the things that's first and foremost important to me if I'm going to be involved with a pageant is that it's run with honesty and integrity and that it's fair to the women involved. When I was a director, I always looked at my contestants as my customers, if you will, because it is running a business. And if they weren't happy, then I wasn't going to have a thriving business. And also, my reputation was really important to me. It's always has been important to me. So that's the first thing I look for if I'm going to be involved with a pageant in any way. And so the director, Akila, is somebody I've known for a few years, and I know and trust that she has
Mhm.
integrity and she runs things in a fair and honest way. And so that is number one. Secondly, I love that the organization is about diversity and inclusiveness, and everyone is welcome. Everyone can be a part of this organization. I'm a supporter of that as well in my life. And so that I love that aspect of it. And then the other piece, she just really makes the experience fun,
Mm-hmm.
great experience. And who wants to, invest the time and funds and all that goes along with participating in pageants and walk away from it feeling because it's really a huge investment emotionally, financially, just energetically. There's so much that goes into it to really be successful at it. And it's important that coming out the other side, whether you get a crown or not, that you come out on the other side feeling like it was worthwhile and a good experience.
Definitely well said. Oh yeah, I can tell you're a speaker. Oh my goodness, I'm like infatuated and just you have me in awe and you have all my attention.
Uh,
Love the way you put that. Welcome, you're
Thank
welcome. So, community service, you're doing a
you.
lot in the community. Tell us some of your latest projects.
Mhm. Yeah, so I am involved with an organization. It's called the Women's Club of Playa del Rey. It's close to where I live. It's a part of Los Angeles that is near the beach, which is lots of fun. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yes, and so it's a service organization first. And also, we do a lot of social things together, but there are numerous organizations that we support through fundraising in this club. And so just last week, I was down at the ocean. We were supporting an organization that they do something they call it Kids Ocean Day. And it's an annual event, and they had, I think there were 2,000 young people who came to the beach to help clean the beach.
Mm.
Yes, and so this organization, they feel that if young people understand the importance of keeping our beaches and oceans clean, then they have a
Mhm.
connection to that, and that gets instilled at them at an early age of how important it is to take care of Mother Earth. And many of these young kids, they come from underserved communities and they live 5 miles from the beach, but they've never been to the beach, for instance. So it just was this, oh, it was such a joyous and wonderful day. And the kids were just lit up to be there. And just, I reminded them, even if they pick up one bottle cap or one cigarette butt, you're still making a difference. And then at the end of the event, it's not me, but I helped
Mhm.
direct traffic. Somebody else had set this up. Um,
Mhm.
had made what you would call art in the sand, where all of the kids lined up in a certain way. It was all
Mhm.
pre planned, and then they got in these little I don't even know what to call them, but we took an aerial photo of them on the beach, spelling out "Coast for All." And
Wow.
imagine 2,000 children doing that, and the volunteers were all part of it. It was just an incredible day. So that's just one thing that I did last week. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and then our club, we do an annual rummage sale. So I was involved with that last week as well. What we get donations from the community, and then we go into our clubhouse and we set it all up, and then open it up to the public to sell and raise money for the Shriners Children's Hospital, as
Mhm.
well as an organization called Our Big Kitchen, and they provide food for those who are in need of food.
Wow.
Two things that I've done, but I have a lot of things that a lot of different organizations that I support in many different ways.
Exactly. No, I love to hear that because people have this misconception of pageants that it's just about beauty and walking on a stage, but really there's a lot of community service that is involved, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so that being said, do you care to share your platform, like your community initiative?
Mhm. Yes, so the one that I am focused on, because I've been again involved with a couple of different organizations over the years that have been really important to me. One is the Breast Cancer Association. I have worked with them in terms of volunteering to do makeovers for women who are going through breast cancer treatment. Excuse me. And I also have worked with the American Heart Association, another one that's really, really important to me because my dad died at a young age from a heart attack. And then just 3 years ago, my husband suffered from a stroke. And so that organization, I mean, I think people don't realize it's still the number one killer of both men and women in
Mhm.
the United States. And so that's another organization that I'm still involved with. And then the one I'm really focusing on, though, with my platform is about organ donation.
Mhm.
So I was involved with the National Kidney Foundation as a board member for several years. And this all came about because my brother actually lost kidney function when he was in his 30s. and went through 8 years of dialysis. And that's, if anybody knows somebody who's gone through that or have been through that, it's rough and
Mhm.
it wears the body down. And he was getting to the point where he couldn't, didn't have much time left because his body was just wearing out from that. And so we found out that I was a good match for him, and I gave him one of my kidneys, and that gave him 16 extra
Wow.
years of life. And I was able to see, like my life didn't change, but his really changed dramatically by being able to, move around easily and not be tied to this um, dialysis machine. So anyway, that's another important cause for me. And a lot of people um, aren't aware. I think just the awareness of what it means to be an organ donor.
Hmm.
There's the living donor piece of it, and obviously that's very limited in what a person can do. But when a person passes on, they can actually impact over 70 different lives through organ and tissue donation if they have prearranged that before they pass on. But the
Hmm.
things that I'm working on as well is just raising awareness about that.
Definitely, definitely important community work, but also pretty much like letting people hear these stories and know about this. And I love it. I went to a conference recently, and the first workshop was on organ donation.
Mm,
And I've never seen that in a conference. And it was really good because they educated us. A young lady who got her organ from a family
mm,
member
mm,
also was there and she spoke. But then also, this was in the African American community where, we may tend to not even listen or hear
mm,
or even be open to donating an organ. So it was really nice to
mm,
hear and see that. And so, once again, it's great. Refreshing to hear that conversation from you as an organ donor and your experience and helping someone else, helping your brother. Like that is really cool. And you're alive, you're doing well, right? People have all these
yeah,
fears, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to go back to one thing you said too about pageants and how people have a lot of misperceptions about pageants.
Yeah.
I've heard all of them over the years, but
Mhm.
the one thing though that you're saying with community service, to be honest with you, like it's because of pageant involvement that I learned about the value of and importance of being involved in my community. That's
Mhm.
why I do these things now, because of being around other women who are doing that, seeing the impact of it. I've been blessed with a really, really good life. And I do feel like, for those of us who have much is expected, and that, now I'm making my life a life of service to help and lift others up. And I learned that through pageantry. I did not really have that as a model growing up. I didn't learn it growing up. I didn't, it just didn't even occur to me until I got involved with pageants.
Excellent, good. So the pageants exposed you and opened a world to you and a world of community service,
Mhm.
servicing others in all kinds of ways, it sounds
Mhm.
like that
Mhm.
you're involved in.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
is really
Yeah.
good.
And
Okay.
meeting women like you that are also doing amazing things. I find that really inspiring. So that pushes me to, keep doing what I'm doing.
Exactly. No, speaking about that, I was just thinking back of when we met. I think we were online, probably getting ready to go on stage, like when we really, started talking and
Right?
we had on our flowers. And I remember asking you about, like, okay, well, um, California, like, tell me more. And like, we started talking and we had a lot in common,
Mhm.
including like connection to spirituality and how
Mhm.
important that is to us.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. Spirituality.
Oh gosh. Yeah, oh boy, that's a big topic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
do we have time? Yeah, we have time. Go right ahead. Look.
Yeah, I will say that right now, too, I mean, I don't think I think a lot of people would agree there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in our world.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that it gets amplified also.
Hmm.
I'm such an optimist, and I'm such a person that it's so important to be careful about what information we take in and how, because it can affect us, right? And it's so very challenging to not take it in right now because it's pushed at us from every angle. We have our devices in our hand and the news, and it's very distorted as well now. And so
Hmm.
I think it's just so important for each of us individually and collectively to be careful and mindful about what kind of information we're taking in. And so, how does that relate to spirituality? Well, I am just immersing myself in books of a spiritual nature right now because I think that everything that's happening is a call for us to be more loving
Mhm.
and more kind and accepting. Um, I just, at the end of the day, I just think love is the only thing that's going to heal all of this.
Mhm.
I really do.
Mhm.
Loving one another unconditionally without judgment. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a huge task it's a it's an ongoing practice for me. And
Mhm.
so yeah, it's something I'm very, very mindful of now. And I'm just um turning off the news as much as I possibly can, finding
Yeah.
there's lots of ways too to get it out of your view. A lot of people don't realize that because it just feels like we're bombarded all the time with all this negative information, which can really impact mental health, going back to what you're doing,
Mhm.
and impact our mental health if we're constantly consuming negative information.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. A couple things you said. So that spirituality and mental health, how it all relates. Um, I'm a co-author of a book called Copology, in which I made and trademarked that word, by the way, a couple years ago. And it's all about using your spirituality to deal with life's challenges
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
whatever one's spirituality is. And then just yesterday, I was thinking about like being unconditional with friends and family and giving people grace, right? Everyone's going through something, and then we tend to complain or get upset. But when you just kind of take that person's scenario into context, it will allow us to be a little bit more kind and loving and
Hmm.
patient and caring with each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
That's a reminder.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's at the heart of every spiritual belief, every religion, every one of them, that you can see the commonalities in terms of,
Yeah.
loving one another, helping one another, that we're all in this together. The more we argue and fight with each other, the more divided we are, the harder it is for everyone. I also have
Mhm.
this belief that what I give to others, I give to myself. So if I'm judging other people and being angry at others, that's just what I'm feeding myself as well. So I think a really healthy, good spiritual practice helps us to rise above that
Mhm.
and be the ones. I'm just really, really focused on being one of those people that's spreading love and light instead of fear and anger.
I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what next for you? I know you have the pageant coming up. How is
Mhm.
that for you in terms of preparation and just in general? What next?
Yeah. So I am focused on my speaking career as well as the pageant coming up. The two kind of intersect for sure. They're,
Yes.
yeah. And I have a very exciting event coming up in August. I'm part of an organization called Women Network. It's a networking organization primarily for women. And um, I've been involved with them for 10-ish years or so. They're based in Dallas. In the last couple of years, they added to their national conference a speaking competition. And
Mm,
this last year, I was able to compete on a regional level to have a chance to go to the national conference in August and compete nationally for if I win, I said that to my coach, was when you win. Have that mindset, right? But when I go
hmm
there, if I win the top prize, I would be crowned as the North America's greatest speaker. So I'm very excited about
Wow.
that. It's an amazing
Yeah.
opportunity. There's a lot involved with that. So I'm preparing myself for that. And
hmm
just, I was from 2013 to 2019, I was very busy traveling around the country speaking. I worked with a seminar company. I was doing business seminars and my own seminars on really one of the main things, just to put it into one word, that I speak about is confidence and how to build confidence. That it's like a muscle. I say it's like a muscle.
hmm
You got to Anybody can build it, and like a muscle, you have to maintain it. So
mm
yeah, and so I was really busy doing that. I loved it, and I really was just starting to get some traction with getting to the next level as a speaker. And then when COVID hit, all of that just kind of went away, speaking on stages. And then my husband retired, and I thought, we'll just live the retired life and not push and grind so hard. And now, just recently, I'm like, you know what? I miss the speaking part of it. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of rebuilding all of that and getting back into that. So that's really my focus for the next year. And being part of the pageant helps a lot because it gives me some visibility and some stages to speak on. So
Yes,
mm,
yeah. That crown and that sash amplifies the voice, right?
it sure does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Pay
does.
attention differently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what last thoughts, words of encouragement, anything you would like to share with the audience, women?
Goodness, gosh, I feel like we covered the important things.
We
Uh,
did.
yeah,
We really did.
yeah. I mean, I want to just go back. I was going to finish with this when we talked about it earlier, but just going back to the thing about confidence and mindset in general, and how it is something that I mean, I believe this because I did not have an easy childhood growing up. I did not have confidence and self-esteem, and it's something I just learned from others and worked on and worked on and worked on. And
Mm-hmm.
figured out what it takes to build confidence and become a self-assured person, to have belief in myself. Um, and I just, because I'm an example of that, and I've lived it firsthand, anybody can build confidence and have a good self-esteem. And I think that's the base of doing great things in the world. It's not selfish and self-centered. It's actually, if I'm strong and healthy, then I have more to give to others. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
depleted and constantly in a funk and feel like life is unfair and all of the things that go along with that, I don't have much in my reserve tank to give to others. So
Mm-hmm.
taking good care of ourselves, um, and having a thriving, healthy, happy life, we have so much more to give to the world, and we're in such a better position to help other people.
Yeah, so then that reminds me of rise, R-I-S-E,
Hmm.
and the R is rejuvenate.
Hmm.
And so what you're saying is like take care of yourself, feed into yourself so that you can pour into others.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
That's.
Yeah. So that could be the takeaway for today for our audience members,
Hmm.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thing you want to share?
Just how delightful it's been to spend time with you today, and I'm so glad we got to meet through pageant, pageant land, pageant world. I would say that I have like my very best friend in the world. She and I met at a pageant 25 years ago.
Wow. I love
Crowns,
it.
it's fun to take crowns home, but the better prize and the better jewel is the friendships that we make. So I'm glad
The
to.
relation. Yeah, thank you. I feel the same with you.
Yeah,
And again, I just love that we're like across the country. Matter
I,
of fact, we're in different time zones.
yeah,
Yes. So you made it. When I was setting up the time, I'm like, okay, let me make sure and put Eastern time because so many times I've gotten messed up. Like, oh, shoot, I forgot we're not even the same time zone. But I love that though.
and then remind me, you're in Maryland, right?
I am.
Yeah. 'Cause I have
Yep.
roots in Maryland. I think we talked about that too.
Exactly. Yeah, come on through.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Keep an eye on Lesley, our queen, as she continue to grace the stage with her speaking engagements across the country. She's coming back with two crowns, that crown, and then also the crown in Malaysia when she competes in, you said October. Did you tell me
October.
October?
Yeah.
October. Yeah,
Right.
so we're gonna have to definitely touch
Mhm.
base before
We
then.
will. We will.
Yes. Thank you all.
Okay.
Until again, keep rising, and we will see you once again.
Yeah.
Bye bye.